Right. Nicolas Cage is
Nicolas Cage was a pilot. It was directed. It was directed by Werner Herzog.
But that's one of his best things.
All right, I think we're live. Okay, hello, welcome to our the Rage Cage Society of Yonkers Alamo Drafthouse Gourmandizers and things. And we have a nice little crew, although some of them went to go play a Jurassic Park game, but that's okay. We'll get to them later. And so we're here. We met up before the screening of Mandy because we love Nicolas Cage so much, and we wanted to discuss him and talk about how great he was. I will say, as I say this quite often, Nicolas Cage is like tofu, and he is going to taste like whatever you season him with. So if you give him a shitty director, he is going to give a wacky performance. If you pair him with somebody, depending on who you pair him with, he's going to be like the shit. And so I don't think there's no such thing as a bad Nicolas Cage film. There's no such thing. It's just what kind of Cage are you getting, And so we're going to ruminate on this now a little bit. And so which way, does anybody want to start? Or you know what, I'll go first. I'm going to go first. Ready? I'm going to pick Bad Lieutenant, Port Authority in New Orleans. This is a fantastic Nicolas Cage film, a fantastic Nicolas Cage performance. The whole exchange with him smoking crack and talking about whether he has a lucky crack pipe or not, and then they shoot the guy dead, and he goes, shoot him again because his soul is still dancing, and then there's this weird like music, and then it turns, he's like, get that iguana out of here, and there's just like a random iguana on the table, and it's just pure, it's just majesty. It's wonderful.
It's like what he must be thinking 24/7. It's what Nicolas Cage is thinking 24/7.
I concur. This is Sean, by the way. Hello.
Howdy. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm going to say my favorite moment in a Nicolas Cage movie is probably. Oh, I had it here. Okay. Well, my favorite, Deadfall. The whole performance is hilarious. Absolutely comedic fucking genius. But I'm gonna go basic, and I'm gonna say was Face Off when he says I could eat a peach for hours. It's just totally hilarious.
I love it.
Great. And Face Off is just I think number 2 Face Off is and it's weird because obviously he's become famous for just taking any role lately, which is kind of a shame, and I feel bad. I feel like a bad fan for not seeing as many recent Nicolas Cage movies as I should be doing, but I was provided by this amazing list by
Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Everybody say thank you, Ron.
So this is awesome. Now we have a list to go, and I can check out all the neglected Nicolas Cage movies.
The dedication, yeah. It's great. And I will say this, Nicolas Cage was quoted as saying, being an actor is the only profession where you get chastised for trying to work hard. And I agree with that. I think if you're an actor and you like being in movies, even if you've got, financial problems, more power to you. That's just how many more Nicolas Cage films we have left off.
And I will say, Jeff, you're right, because I think the best Nicolas Cage movie, or the best Nicolas Cage performances are the ones where the filmmakers just let him be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And just go nuts.
Well spoken. All right, I'm flipping this around. We have Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
What is your pick for Nicolas Cage? Your Nicolas Cage film?
Well, he's done over 80 films. I mean, there's a whole list here. My personal pick would be City of Angels. I love that movie, and that's when I absolutely fell in love with Nicolas Cage by watching City of Angels. He was just so ethereal and fantastic in that film, especially with Meg Ryan. And I just, that's my all-time favorite film.
That's great. All right, we're gonna roll. Let's roll back this way. We have Nick. Hi, Nick.
I got nothing to say.
You got nothing to say. All right.
rules.
All right, Deathfall rules. We got Ron. Ron is the one who made the spreadsheet. Ron, if you'd like to tell us about your favorite Nicolas Cage film performance.
It's probably The Rock, just because what's great about The Rock is it's just a straightforward action pick, but it's got certain elements that weren't in the script. It was clearly like a Nick Cage idea when he does things like what in the name of Zeus's butthole? Like, that is an improvised Nick Cage line. There's no way they wrote that. There's a whole bunch of touches like that throughout the movie that I think make it awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Hey, man, you want to talk about your favorite Nick Cage film?
I think it's going to be this one.
All right. All right, that's cool. That's cool. What about you? You have a favorite Nick Cage film?
Maybe The Rock.
Okay, The Rock. That's good. That's good. All right, coming around. I'm sorry, your name again, sir?
Anthony.
Anthony, nice to meet you, Anthony. What's your favorite Nick Cage film?
I want to say Face Off. Toss up between Face Off and The Rock.
Cool.
A lot of action, a lot of different faces and characters he has to play in these movies.
I dig it. I dig it.
And
I
the
dig
action
it.
sequences, great action sequences.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Hello.
Hi, I'm Val. I just want to say, look at me. I've got the hair. I've got the teeth. I've got the eyes. Look outside that window, Peggy Sue. I've got the car. I'm the lead singer. I'm the man.
That and what's that from, Val?
Peggy Sue got married.
Wow. Just the dedication. I have to say, Val, bravo. That was excellent.
Oh boy.
Hi, Will.
Hi. Okay, I don't have like a specific quote from Nick Cage.
Yeah.
It is just 3 specific movies that he's wonderful in: Vampire's Kiss, Wicker Man, and like you have to give him 100% credit for being in 2 Ghost Rider movies and just doing his all-out best to be exactly who he thinks Johnny Blaze is, and that you have to appreciate for Nicolas Cage. He is exactly who he says he is, and that's the most important part about him as an actor and as a performer, is that he's there to perform and just go completely bananas, and you either take it or leave it, and that's what makes him an artist.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Hello. Do you have anything to say? Would you like to comment on a Nicolas Cage film?
I will comment on Con Air, but I don't have a quote, but I am going to appreciate the man's hair that entire movie. That was my favorite part.
Gorgeous
was
hair.
the haircut.
Gorgeous hair.
The gorgeous flowing locks. Yeah. That
Wonderful.
cut, a girl can dream.
Beautiful. Hello, sir.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I told you to put the bunny back in the box.
Not my favorite movie. I actually hated that movie when it came out.
Okay, so what is your
But I
favorite
love it in
Nick Cage
retrospect.
film?
All right, my favorite Nick Cage movie is the Superman Returns movie that plays in my head when I imagine the possibilities. My second favorite is Face Off because it's amazing. My actual favorite quote is said to him, not by him. I say it all the time with my wife. You want me to take his face off? That whole exchange.
That's classic. And I'd just like to say my favorite quote of Nicolas Cage is from The Rock. And it's when, wait, hold on. Before we get there, we got to talk to Marcus first. Hi, Marcus.
Hey, what's up?
Marcus, tell us about your favorite Nick Cage film or performance or quote or whatever.
Okay, so I've got a few. One of them has to be from Deadfall. Nicolas Cage screwing a bed is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. But also the fact that he's just unstoppable in that movie is one of the greatest things. But I have to throw it back to 8mm, which was one of the films I fell in love with Nick Cage with. But I'd say that, Snake Eyes, and Deadfall are my favorites. But my favorite performance of all time of his is him in Kick-Ass.
Oh my God, as Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Can we just talk about the fact that Nicolas Cage, when asked about or when interviewed about playing Big Daddy in Kick-Ass, he was trying to channel Adam West. He actually was. He was his voice, and if you listen to his voice, he is doing an impression of, or he's trying to channel Adam West in that film. So go back and rewatch Kick-Ass and recognize that is Nicolas Cage doing Adam West. So it's not it.
And it's totally spot on.
Yeah.
But I think I'd say one of my favorite quotes, and it's not the most typical one from Wicker Man, is when he's standing there asking how that damn doll got burned. Because you can tell that he just kept going and kept going. How'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? I love that.
The passion is there. Eric, last but not least.
Oh no.
You got anything to say, Eric? You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
My favorite Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah.
I would say Adaptation.
Okay.
I haven't seen I feel like I've seen a lot of his movies, but it was a long time ago. So that's the one that really stands out.
That's cool. Critical Cage.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because, I mean, there's so many different... You have Kooky Cage, you have Crazy Cage, you have Classic Cage, you have Critical Cage, because Cage just comes in so many flavors. So I think that concludes our discussion of Nicolas Cage. We're so excited to see Mandy. Say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
And that's the end. And that's the end of this broadcast. We are tuning out.